Okay, a little bit of background about Globe Academy. We're an all-through academy, part of the ARC network of schools. So we cater for students from ages 3 to 18. And we're going through a very, very exciting phase at the moment. We are starting our sixth form. The cohort of students is joining us from September in year 12. And we're very, very ambitious. Our motto, our strapline is, we want to prepare students for university and to be leaders in their community. Now, we understand, as we say that university may not be for everybody, but we want our students to make a choice about whether university is for them or not, rather than the choice be imposed upon them because they weren't given the same chances and experiences. So in terms of what we want to achieve, what we want the students to achieve, is that we want 80 to 90% of them to access good universities, 50% of which we want to access Russell Group universities. However, for 10 to 20% of them, we understand that they're not the traditional A-level students. They're not the ones that will do the academic subjects and access universities through the traditional route. So what we want, what we have been developing, I'll talk to you a little bit about it, is a meaningful experience. And what I mean by that is, in terms of vocational, we have a very good track record in lower, for 15 to 16-year-olds, which is the more traditional apprenticeship route for students who don't necessarily engage fully with the traditional curriculum. And they benefit from work placements with, traditional, tradespeople like buildings, building businesses, mechanics, and so on. And that is extremely successful. It lowers significantly our rate of students who are not in employment in educational training. So that benefits them very, very well. However, we were aware that if we were serious about preparing our students for university and to give them the opportunity to make the right choices, we needed to kind of move away from the association of vocational with the experience that they would be getting. So we called that pathway the professional pathway. And the reason for that, why is it that we're so insisting on it, is because we understand, and this is an interesting analysis that Professor Dylan Williams published on Twitter, is that actually in Europe there has been no net increase in unemployment for people with high qualifications. And we work in some of the, one of the most deprived areas of London. And we are serious about changing our young people's lives. And we want them to benefit from the same opportunities as everybody else. Also, we see, we have something about ARC is that there is a really strong moral compass about making a difference in areas that have not benefited from great chances. But what we really do, and I think it's a strength of us, of our school, is that we see education beyond the immediate academic outcomes. We see our mission beyond just getting students through their GCSEs and the A-levels, where they will get grades. Because what we do know is, in order for them to meaningfully making those choices, they need to demonstrate more than just the grades. When we were thinking about what provision we would look at, our analysis was that the current status of vocational education is not of high enough quality, and it was interesting to hear Professor Wolf mention it this morning. There are some providers that are not fit for purpose, and we did not want to put our students through that. So we've kind of taken ownership of the process, and we're creating our own bespoke apprenticeships. And I think we can only do that because we are part of a great network of schools where, through the board of trustees of ARC, there is a huge amount of links with significant corporations and highly influential businesses. So our professional pathway is structured around 3 strands. We've got a core level 3 qualification, which is A-level equivalent, and that is of high quality. We are very stringent in terms of what is it that we will be offering. It could be business, ICT, but it's not going to be any, it's not a generic, it has to be very specific, and we've done quite a lot of work around quality assuring that. But as well as that, the students who will be in this pathway will benefit from a work readiness program. And again, as I said, we can only achieve that because we've got a huge amount of capacity through ARC. We can facilitate those internships with our corporate partners. But as well as that, we provide them with a recognised entry-level professional qualification in the areas of specialisation that we have. And why is it that we do this? Is actually, if a student chooses this pathway, they will still have the opportunity to go into university. They don't limit themselves by choosing this pathway to just go into the vocational route. But what we also do is we offer them the opportunity to progress into recognised professions, where they will be able to enhance their life chances and benefit and contribute as well. So the students that we offer this to, and going back to our highly ambitious vision for the sixth form, we make it very explicit that in order for students to access a sixth form, they need to get a specific standard. So A stars to be in the chosen subjects to do A levels. But this provision is for good students who would say are non-traditional A-level students, who would get 5 A stars to C with English and maths, but they display strong positive attitude towards learning, strong communication skills, and they're very serious, and they have a genuine interest in the chosen sector. And we pride ourselves because our pastoral care system is very, very positive, very strong, and it's been recognised in supporting our students. As I said, this will be delivered through a cluster of 3 schools, 3 academies. There's Walworth Academy, which is not far from us, and Evelyn Grace Academy, which is in Brixton. And each academy has specialised in one of those areas. So we've got Securities and Investment, which is based at Walworth Academy, Information Technology at Evelyn Grace Academy, and we specialise in project management. So for a student at Globe Academy, they will complete a qualification, a level 3 in business. Again, that in itself is sufficient for them to access university. 3 distinctions, for example, will enable them to access high quality, quality university. Then they will be able to complete a professional qualification. At the moment, OCR are developing the Association for Project Managers qualifications at level 2 and 3. As well as that, they'll be engaging in a work readiness program through regular internships with our various partners and sponsors, and also in employer-led projects, which is very, very important. And again, as I said, we're very lucky, and ARC being involved in a range of charities have been able to provide us with the opportunity for our students to do internships in the ARC family. So we've got future leaders, and we've also got Frontline who will be able to support us through that. From my perspective, as coming from an educational institution, and I've worked in this is an academy. I've worked in a local authority schools before. In terms of barriers to participation, and why is it that we don't engage fully with the whole process of and the whole idea of vocational education? I think in the first instance, corporate partners need to have an incentive about engaging meaningfully with education providers. There seems to be a little bit of a distance, and I think the way we've tackled it through ARC is through 2 strands. Is the corporate responsibility aspect, where we give corporations the opportunity to develop students' employability skills. But as well as that, it's a recruitment pipeline, because we guarantee a standard, a level of quality around what the students will leave school with, and that is recognised through the various qualifications. And we offer businesses and corporate partners the opportunity to select the most suitable students who will move on age 18 to access their school leavers program. And we know that, generally speaking, in the financial sector, for example, employers don't necessarily want to employ 16-year-olds. However, for 18 or 19-year-olds who display the right skills and attitudes and meet the expected standard, they will be more than happy to employ the right candidates. The other aspect is that maybe if the offer is attractive enough for all schools, and what I mean by that is even private schools, because what would be interesting is to look at how many private schools fee-paying schools would offer this as a provision for their students. And we've been talking to some of our partners who happen to be private schools, and they're honest, and they say, we do not offer this because our parents don't want it. We look at it from the other perspective, we say it's of high enough quality that we should be offering it because we believe that it is the right path to employment in a highly competitive field. And again, we've been talking about it this morning quite a lot. And again, from my experience, it is really about the public perception of apprenticeships. And I don't know whether it's a branding thing, but as I said, we have apprenticeships for 15 and 16-year-olds, and we've moved away from calling this professional pathway apprenticeship or vocational, because we know there's going to be an element of association between the two tiers. And actually, we wanted to make it clear that there is a significant difference between the two, particularly around the quality. Okay.